All right, we got a lot to talk about because I missed a shit ton of things in that goddamn trailer. That trailer was a big one, and I did not expect it to be that revealing. I'm not gonna lie. I wrote down a bunch of stuff that obviously is something that I missed. I missed a ton of shit. I watched this trailer like at least 8 times. So take my word, I missed a ton of stuff. I'm sure you guys did too. And if you are new, go ahead and subscribe, all right? I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Yesterday, 148. You guys are freaking amazing. And that reaction video popped off too. So again, thank you so much. Let's get into the breakdown. The first one is the Heal the World.
We're gonna heal the world.
We're going to heal the world.
When Harry's chubby ass face, by the way, this is a new Harry, redesigned Harry, or I'm pretty sure just a new face, kind of like how they did John and Ben. So Harry's completely new. He looks different. I'm pretty sure his voice might be different too. I'm not 100% sure about that, but overall, his main thing is about healing the world. He wants to heal the world. He was sick for a while, and apparently it's a miracle that he's even alive. We all know what that means. Norman basically saved him with the symbiote, and he seems healthy and okay. He's shaking hands, he's doing all that stuff. But I think, and this is the thing, is that maybe we should just get this out of the way. We should just rip the band-aid off now. At the end of the trailer, Venom says heal the world. He says heal. I know a lot of people are like, he says kill. It's a weird deliberate cut that Insomniac did in the trailer that makes it sound like he says kill, but it's really heal. He's saying let's heal we're gonna heal the world. So they're implying that it's Harry that's Venom. But in my opinion, that's way too obvious. There's no way they're gonna make this big, elaborate, like, mystery and then reveal who it is in the trailer, like in a 1-minute story trailer. There's no way it's Harry. I don't believe it now. I'm denying it until I see it. I will believe it when I fucking see it. But until now, the deliberate we will heal the world or we're gonna heal the world thing, I think it's all misleading. Maybe it's even Peter. Maybe Peter runs into freaking Harry while he's saying we're gonna heal the world, or maybe I don't even know. It's so weird because I just don't see them doing it like that. But it's still possible that it is Harry. We keep going. We see Miles' new design, which I think a lot of people don't like. I've seen like at least a majority of people say they don't like Miles' design. That's fine. You know, I don't think his hair is really that good either. And yeah, just I guess a few things within Insomniac's creative team kind of slipped past them because that's their design is goofy. Mary Jane looks so much better. All they did was really just drop her hair, but she looks a lot better. Like, I don't mean, like, if that was all they did, I'm sure they made some weird, like, facial changes, but if that's all they did was drop the hair, like, she looks incredible, like, way better than before. We get to see Kraven's Hunt, so this is basically, like, the catalyst of the story. This is what kind of starts everything off, is, of course, Kraven's Hunt, mainly probably going for Lizard and stuff like that, and then, of course, Harry, in some ways, losing the symbiote. We see something that's like the symbiote origin, and it looks like somebody's walking up to it. I don't know who this is. It's very, very bizarre, but the fact that we're even seeing a symbiote like it fell out of space looks very bizarre. But it could also be maybe the instance where Harry or even Peter loses a symbiote, because if you look around that one guy, there's like mercenaries there. So maybe this is after Peter had the symbiote, and Norman and Harry basically had to hire people to go and steal it back from Peter or Spider-Man. And then they, you know, essentially finally got it off in some, or maybe, you know, Miles got it off for Peter or something happened. And that's the aftermath of that. I could potentially see that as well. We see Wraith, which was kind of a shock. I don't know if many people know that, but that's definitely Wraith in that moment right there. And her role is weird. I think that she's going to be kind of like hunting criminals in a similar vein that like Kraven's doing. And I feel like Spider-Man's going to try to protect a few of those criminals to begin with, but then when he gets a symbiote, there's going to be a different type of shift in personality for Peter, of course, and then he's probably going to align himself with a little bit more of Wraith, and we're going to see more side missions with her and whatnot. And I actually think that that's something that we definitely see. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I feel like she's going to play a very big part in some way, shape, or form. She's most likely going to die. I feel like she's one of the ones that could die and really hit Spider-Man hard because they're friends. I mean, they were friends for a majority of the last game, and they only became enemies. Not really enemies, they were still kind of like friends to begin with. I mean, throughout all of that, it's just that their, you know, morals kind of are not aligned right now. So I think it'll be interesting to see her storyline. Mr. Negative is something too. The fact that they even had Martin Lee in here was shocking to me. I didn't think that they would actually reveal that now, but I had a feeling that they were going to do something like this because it's a natural progression for Miles' character to confront the person that killed his father. So I really want to see how they play upon that. I want to see, of course, Miles' dark side, and maybe he even gets a symbiote too. We see in the background of the scene where it's like, Lee, you took everything from me. We see Peter in an advanced suit, so this could be after he gets it, or after the symbiote's done, and of course maybe Miles gets in some way, sure, but maybe Miles has it right then and there, right? Maybe the symbiote detracts off Peter and it's like, oh, look, a new host that's angry tries to latch on to Miles or something like that. I don't know. I think that seeing the dark side of Miles is really, really nice. We see Rio and Peter talk too, and that's something that I think is going to be a really good emotional moment. Like, Rio's most likely going to be like the Aunt May of this game, so I'm really excited to see her role in general. And again, like Aunt May in the first game, she's probably going to die. We see an interesting moment here where Peter is chasing MJ, and we hear Miles saying, what the hell is going on with Peter? And then MJ's like, he's not himself. And, you know, this can be the only stealth mission that we see, and I hope it's the only MJ stealth mission that we get, because otherwise I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be so annoyed, but this would be a perfect one and done MJ stealth mission where you're trying to hide away from Symbiote Peter, and they actually make it like an elaborate puzzle, kind of like what they did with Rhino in the first game where you're trying to run away from Rhino. I thought that was pretty fun in the first game, but that would be really, really interesting to see MJ running away, kind of see what's going on with Peter. Why is he so fucking upset? What did MJ do? Does she cheat on him? Oh, this son of a bitch. This goddamn... We see new enemies and a quote from Rio that says, go save him. I think that's what she says. She says, go save him. And I think she's talking to Peter about Miles, or maybe she's even talking about Miles to Peter, or to Miles about Peter, to go save Peter because he's in the symbiote. Maybe Miles feels reluctant about doing that, trying to save him and just let him do his own thing. Or maybe it is, of course, Rio talking about Miles, and I think Miles might be getting trapped within Kraven's home because we see these new enemies and whatnot. We see screenshots of this moment. We also see him in a different environment with new powers. I'll kind of point that out later, but overall, it's kind of weird that he's in this environment and then we hear Rio saying, go save him. It's kind of like trying to correlate, you know, some type of issue going on with Miles during that moment. We see the first sign of the symbiote's weakness, like in game, and that's a lizard scream. So his screeching is loud enough to like kind of damage the symbiote, and in many ways potentially even get it off. And that could be a catalyst to how Peter figures out that sound is, of course, one of the symbiote's weaknesses. And yeah, that's just something that's very interesting. It's weird how, you know, Peter is right on top doing that to Lizard. It's a bit like oh god, I can't be demonetized, don't show that. Okay, not the back shots of Lizard. Dear Lord, Peter, you're getting revenge? Knock it off, dude. Okay, we see Kraven at an undisclosed location. I don't know where he is. I'm pretty sure somewhere in that little screen moment, there's Peter holding the tray or whatever. I missed that in here, but I don't know what he's doing. I think that's like a type of reference to the Into the Spider-Verse moment where they're like, oh, it can't be that easy. And then they just hop right in and they're basically blending into the environment easily. I think it's something like that. We see a scene with Harry and Peter where Harry just landed a helicopter in the middle of New York. I think that could be a bit of a misdirect, but it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, why is Harry landing a fucking... I guess we've seen crazier things in this universe, but that's just a very weird moment where it's like Peter and, Harry having a moment with a helicopter right in the background that just landed. Like, what the hell's going on there? We see Harry and a cane, which I think is a very important moment because Harry and a cane, at the beginning of the trailer, he was just walking around normally like he was okay. So if Harry's in the cane, that means he's regressing. That means something's not working, or he doesn't have the symbiote anymore. Like I said, Norman and Harry have to hire people to go get the symbiote back so Harry doesn't die from whatever disease he has. And of course, him walking around with the cane, he's sick. It's going to be like, oh, wait, he's not Venom. So it's kind of weird just seeing him kind of look sickly and like somebody I could punt across the goddamn football field. It's very funny, but obviously I think it has something to do with him not having symbiote. We see a symbiote suit up scene, but it's not really a suit up. He's like covering his ears. So I think somebody's trying to deliberately get the symbiote off of him. And you see like the tendrils kind of doing something weird on him. So I think it's somebody trying to make some noise or trying to like kind of get that symbiote off of Peter. And that's very interesting there. And then we see a new attack that's kind of like Miles's ultimate lightning attack, where he just like shoots his arms out and then lightning comes out of everywhere. It's kind of like the same thing with the symbiote. I can't wait to see that in game. After that, we get a new shot of course, MJ. We get a new look at Miles' powers and whatnot. Maybe this is when he manifests them, just a theory. And then we get Norman and Harry with the symbiote. And this is weird, because I just said if Harry doesn't have the symbiote, then he's getting sick. So why is it in this little stasis chamber? Like, why is it in there? It's a little bit of a weird moment, right? Because Peter doesn't have it. Shouldn't Harry be wearing it so he stays alive? So why is it in there? So bizarre. Maybe it's something else in there and they're trying to redirect us, but honestly, I think that that's what's going on in that scene. It's just so weird. And then we see Harry being mad. So maybe we get a Norman versus Harry moment, and Norman wants to take the symbiote for himself, but Harry's like, I'm dying. But Norman doesn't want him to become Venom, so there's a weird back and forth there. That could be something that's going on. And then we get that Venom, the Venom quote. We will heal the world. And again, it's spliced in a weird way where it makes it sound like he's saying a K. He's not. He's saying heal. Even though it just sounded like I said kill. I meant heal. Okay, see what I mean? It's deliberate, and I think they're doing that. And then we see Venom versus Kraven's hunters and whatnot. So I think that moment right there is going to be very interesting, because I think that's going to be a playable Venom moment. Like, there's no Spider-Man in sight. It's just a badass Venom taking down a freaking helicopter, getting surrounded by enemies. Usually when that happens in a moment in a game, that means that you're going to play as that character that just did that badass moment, and it's the center of attention right there. So unless like Spider-Man flies out of nowhere and is like the one that the game focuses on, I think that Venom in that moment becomes playable, and I have no doubt that he's going to be. I mean, it seems right. Even the shot before where they show Harry on top of the city, they show a lot of shots with like Harry being by himself in a way. And I'm interested to see how that even works. Because if Harry's playable, Venom's playable. If Venom's playable, I'm going to fucking cream all over the place. So that's about it. Get that heavy ass goddamn notebook off of my fingers. My fingers are numb now. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. That's basically all I got. I'm sure I probably missed a detail or two, like Miles talking to Peter and stuff like that, saying that I'm only a call away, little things like that. I'm thinking about all the other stuff that I was trying to think of, but that's basically all I got that I wrote down that I thought was basically in many ways kind of worthwhile, that's actually relevant talking about within this trailer. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.